Hey guys, welcome to Geekstreet Cafe. Today we're going to be talking about 10 tech items for non-tech people. Now, small disclaimer notice, I'm not saying that people who are techies can't use these items, and not that these items aren't even useful for people who are more technologically inclined. What I am saying, however, is that this is a great way to get an introduction to technology and smart ideas for people who might not be familiar with that kind of stuff. So this is a list that I've compiled. If you guys think that there's something in the list that I missed, make sure you comment down below. And if you think that something else in the list should have been, taken out, let me know why. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. The first item on our list is the Apple AirPods. Now, I actually did an in-depth video about these last week that you can find right up here. But just really briefly, the reason that I think that these would actually be considered a non-techie item is because, one, they're incredibly simple. They don't have wires, they don't have a difficult to connect, system. And on top of that, as I demonstrated in that video, they take no work to set up. You don't have to go into your Bluetooth menu, you don't have to do anything. You flip open the lid and your phone automatically, as long as it's an Apple device, just has a little pop-up window that says, do you want to connect? This is a really simple way to have a fantastic set of headphones, and every time that you flip open that lid, it automatically connects for you. You don't have to hit the sync button or anything like that. The second item that I knew I had to put on my list is what's called a tile keychain. Now, you can't really see it very well, it's not focusing too well, but this thing is beat to heck because it's always on my keys. This little device is super simple, super easy to use. Its companion app is very, very user-friendly. There's not a whole lot to it, but no matter what, I can go onto my phone and play a little noise like this. Let's see, all I gotta do is hit the find button, hit find, just like that. Isn't it adorable? This actually has a little button in the middle, and it'll play its tone on my phone to find my phone for me. This is literally like the coolest thing in the whole world. They're fairly inexpensive. There's some for your wallet, some for your backpack. There's waterproof ones. They come in a dozen different shapes and sizes, and they work for just about anything that you can possibly need them for. The third item on our list is the Amazon Echo. Now, before you start screaming and telling me like the Amazon Echo is one of the most complicated things out there, you can do so much with it. That is true. You can do so much with the Amazon Echo, but let me explain why I put it on this list. The Amazon Echo lets you get an amazing introduction to smart home technology. It doesn't take long to set up. You don't really need a whole lot to set it up, and it has a fantastic smartphone companion app. I love the Amazon Echo's voice recognition system. It has a very natural speech tone so that you don't have to talk like a robot for it to understand you. Not only that, but once you get more knowledgeable about smart home technology, you can actually use these little things to do so much more than just simple stuff. But in the very beginning, you can have really simple questions for it. Not only that, but they're versatile as far as their shapes go. Everyone's pretty familiar with the tall tower one, and how it takes up a little bit more space. That is true, but you don't always need one of those. I have several of these little Echo Dots just spread around my house, and they work fantastic. They take up no more space than, a cup holder. The fourth item on my list, and I had to really think about this one, is the Apple iPhone. Now, before you get on my case about, me being pro Apple, yes, that is true. For those of you who might know me, I have just about every Apple product that they have sold. But let me explain. Android is a fantastic and amazing platform to use if you know what you're doing. There is almost an innumerable amount of things that you can do with it. But I have worked in the retail cell phone market, and I have seen so many customers with Androids that download apps that just don't work because they're on the Google Play Store, or they've downloaded 3 or 4 different antivirus programs because they think that it works, but it just gums up their phone. It takes some knowledge to use an Android phone effectively. But with an iPhone, Apple vets all of the apps that are on the Apple Store. They have proven and used and tested and make sure that it's a safe area to use and nothing nothing is there that's going to be dangerous or doesn't work. They have their own antivirus, so you don't really have to worry about that. Their storage, their effective use, the simplicity of their apps, everything about it is very intuitive. And for someone who is just learning a smartphone, maybe even for the first time, an iPhone would be a great way to introduce them to that for, in a safe environment without having to worry about the phone breaking too much. The fifth item on my list is something that not a lot of people know about, but I think are fantastic, and I love to use them all over in my house. A lot of people are getting into the remote on and off switches and, making smart outlets and things like that, but sometimes you don't want all that complication. So introduce the Etekcity Outlets. These things, they come 3 in a pack, they have their own remote, they're amazing, and this is all it is. Now, it is a tad bulky, it sometimes can be difficult, in smaller spaces, but for things such as my studio lights, things such as a Christmas tree light, things such as lamps in my living room, these actually work really, really well. All you do is you plug it right into the wall. It comes with this little remote with numbered buttons. Even the little pieces are numbered. You hit the on button. It has a red light to tell you when it's actually working. You hit on and off. That is it. There's no programming, there's no syncing with your phone, nothing. It's plug and use. And for someone who is just now getting into automating their home or making things a bit simpler, this is a fantastic way to get into that kind of stuff. The next item on my list is the Nest Learning Thermostat. Now, I didn't pull mine off the wall and bring it in the studio just to show you because that's dumb. I'm gonna leave it where it is. But I would love to tell you about why I think this is a great introduction to non-technological people. First, the pros. It is fantastic. It is really easy to use once it's installed. It works for you, meaning that it learns your habits, and honestly, once you establish a really great routine, you don't really have to do anything else. You don't have to mess with it. Honestly, you don't have to change it very often, and even if you do, it adapts so that way you don't have to do it, all the time. It has a fantastic sensing of your house's environment, so it knows things such as mine can tell me when my heater is running too long and I need to, look and we'll see why. Maybe my filter needs to be changed. Stuff like that. It's very intuitive, very useful, and the app on your phone to actually work with it where you can change the temperature remotely and, view that kind of stuff, it's very simple. It's very intuitive, and you don't really have to go through tons of menus to change anything. So I think it definitely deserves a place on this list. The next item on this list, honestly, is a fantastic one, and I'm not going to narrow it down to one specific product, but it's the Bose line of speakers. Now, I have this one right here. It's the one that, flips open and has the speaker front right here. But there are so many different varieties and different ones that are really simple and easy to use, and they all have the basically same main interactive system. And on top of that, say that you don't even want to deal with the Bluetooth stuff, most of the Bose line speakers have a headphone jack plopped right into the back of their speaker, so you don't even have to deal with that. Showing somebody that you can have a great sound quality even with a wireless signal is a fantastic way to introduce them to technology. Set very comfortably into place number 8 is the GoPro. I absolutely love these things, and look, it literally has 2 buttons. It doesn't do anything else. It's a very, very simple system. With every GoPro comes the program that you can use to edit and work with your video, and it has a great way to even introduce you to that. So for people who don't know how to work with video, they don't know how to edit video, or maybe they've just never worked with, kind of a rugged camera like this, it's so simple. The video on it is fantastic. Sometimes you can deal with a little bit of fisheye, which to me is kind of stressful occasionally, but with the nicer models, you don't have that problem. It comes with a ton of accessories. I've got shirt clamp, I've got little screwy clamp, I've got selfie cam stick thing. I've got chest mount, head mount, bike mount. You can pick your selection. They have dash cam mounts, so if you want to use it for a dash cam, you can do anything with these things. They're fantastic. I love them. GoPro is definitely a great way for a non-technological person to get an introduction to video. Sitting on my number 9 slot on this list is the Kindle series tablets. I have the Kindle Fire. They're cheap. They have a fantastically simple system to use. I love their interaction. I love the way that you use them. They categorize things very well. Sometimes getting around on the on the system can be complicated, depending on whether you want to change settings or you're trying to get somewhere. They're not really great for games. And a lot of people love to use them for games, and I don't understand why. Because the Kindle series has designed their screens to be sunproof, to be lightproof. They don't fade when you're in bright light. It's literally the easiest way to read a book on a digital screen. This is why I don't have the iPad sitting here. I have a Kindle, because when I want to read a book, it's so much easier to read on this screen than an iPad screen or on any other tablet screen, because they just don't have that technology that Kindle has invested in their tablets to read a book. They go from, complicated like this one to super simple, where all it does is you have a button that changes the pages. I love the way they feel. I love how lightweight they are, and they just work. They work well, and they have an amazing selection of books on their audiobooks market. Last on this list at number 10 is the Beats series of headphones. Now, I know I've already put 2 other music items on here, but that tends to take up a lot of our space, and let me tell you why I think these are great. Like the Apple AirPods, they use the W1 chip and are designed for Apple products. So literally, when you turn these on for the first time, it has that little pop-up screen, exactly like the AirPods. Do you want to connect these to your phone? Guess what? Every other, iCloud connected device from Apple that you have automatically connect with these too. You can connect with anything. I can watch my Apple TV with these if I felt like it. The sound quality is amazing. If you're in the mood for something over the ear instead of in the ear, and people have those kinds of preferences, then these are great quality headphones. They are a little bit pricey. Most of them sit at like the $299 level. But you know what? Apple does deals with them all the time, so kind of just keep your eyes out, because they love to throw them in as a package deal for some things. If you don't want to deal with the Bluetooth, they have a headphone jack. They come with a headphone cable, so you can, bypass the Bluetooth stuff if you feel like it. So that's it. The top 10 list for non-tech people. If you guys think that you would like to see something else on that list, definitely comment below. I'd love to hear your opinions and see you tell me about different products, because there's a lot out there that I just don't know about. If you haven't, make sure you check out my Facebook page, link down in the description. I post a lot of stuff there, kind of keep up with you guys and let you know what's going on, but also just kind of post random questions. For example, we were just having a discussion a couple days ago about people's first video games, and it ranged all the way from the predecessor to Pong, which I didn't even know existed, all the way to somebody said that their first game was on a PlayStation 3, and I was like, I can't believe that you lived in a world where you've never played the original PlayStation. Anyway, if you like this channel, make sure that you click that little like button down below. If you haven't, make sure that you subscribe, because I post stuff once a week. And as time goes on, increasing. So make sure that you do that if you haven't already. Also, if you'd love to get a notification when I upload stuff, hit that bell icon down below. But anyways, thank you guys for watching today. I will see you guys next time on Geekstreet Cafe.